Hey, what's up everybody? This is Zack Griset. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take a BBDoc and turn it into a zip file, which then you can unzip and use some of the resources or the content or the artwork and use it in your game, or make changes to it and use it in your game. Now, I want to give a little bit of a disclaimer here. I want this technique that I'm going to show you today, I want this to be used to share and work together with other developers and use it as a resource where you can craft and make your own artwork and make your own resources and your own assets. Now, what I don't want to see is I don't want to see people ripping off each other's BBDocs and just trying to steal other people's artwork. So please do not use this technique I'm about to show you to steal from other developers. So yeah, don't steal, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can use this technique for taking some of the resources, the assets that are used in the templates that Buildbox gives you, and I'm going to show you how to make a couple little changes. I'm going to show you like a practical example of how you might use this technique in your game. So we're going to start off by going to the Buildbox homepage and opening up the Martian Marathon template. So let's go ahead and let's open that up. Okay, so right now we've got the Martian Marathon template, and this is a great template, and you might think to yourself, wow, I would really like to use some of the models or some of the assets from this game in my own game. However, it can be a little bit hard to do that if you're exporting just BB asset after BB asset, and there's ways around that. So first off, let's go ahead, let's go up here to File, and let's go Save As. And I'll just save it as Martian Marathon. I'll save it to my desktop. And I'm going to go ahead, just save it to my desktop, super easy. Then I'll go ahead and get rid of Martian Marathon here for a second. So I've got the Martian Marathon BBDoc right here. And what I'm going to do, it's a really simple technique. I'm just going to click on it so that I can change the name, and then I'm going to rename it .zip. Now it's going to ask, would you like to change the extension, and I'm going to say yes, I want to use the .zip extension. Once you've done that, it just becomes a zip file, and you can double click on it and it is going to open up the zip file. And now when you open up this folder, you are going to get access to, and let me go ahead and show this to you as a list here. This is going to give you access to the animations, the atlases, the effects, the fonts, images, meshes, and if you scroll down here to the bottom, it's you've also got sounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take this one of the meshes here, and I'm going to show you how to use it in your own game, or make some changes to it so that you can use it in your own game. And pretty much this technique, that's it to this technique. You just rename it zip, and you open it up, and then you have access to all of the models and all of the assets that I just showed you. So I'm going to show you an example here. We're going to look for 21191, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it and drag it out onto my desktop here. And let's see here, where did it go? Okay, there it is, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to use that model, and then I'm going to get rid of I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to use this model, and I'm also going to use this little cash symbol model that I got from TurboSquid, which you can see right here. I like this little free model of a $sign, so I'm going to use that for my game. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Blender. Okay, here we go. We've got Blender here. Now I'm going to just click on this cube here. I'm going to click X on my keyboard, and that allows me to delete this object. I'm going to go over here to File. I'm going to go to Import, and then Wavefront, the .obj. I'll go to my desktop. I'll grab that model 21191, that OBJ. I'm going to bring it in here so that you can see it. Okay, great. So this is the model that I got from the Martian Marathon template, and you can get any of the models and do this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that $sign model that I got from TurboSquid. I'm going to import it here. So I'll go to Import, Wavefront.obj, go to Desktop. I'm going to grab the See here, we're going to grab the cache symbol .obj. I'm going to import it in, and you can see it's nice and big. Okay, perfect. So let's take a look here. let's start rotating this around a little bit. Perfect. And I'm going to get it so that it is roughly 90 degrees. Okay, that's perfect. That looks good. Now I'm going to hit S on my keyboard. I'm going to move my mouse outside, away from the $sign. I'm going to hit S on my keyboard, and then I'm going to drag my mouse in, and that is going to scale it. And once I get pretty close, I'm just going to hit enter. I'll zoom in, and then I'll refine it. So let's bring this $sign down. Okay, we need to scale it down just a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks good. I'll hit enter so that it'll stop scaling. Okay, great. And you can see you've got the $sign sticking out, which is really nice. I'm going to scale it up just a little bit more. So let's scale this out a little bit so that it is almost perfect with, almost lines up perfectly with the rest of the model. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this object, hit copy and paste, and then I'm going to bring it over here to the other side, and then I will rotate it around. Now, I don't want to get super persnickety, but you can actually dial in the rotation here just perfectly. So I'm going to change this to -90. Okay, perfect. Now that's perfect. That's really exact. Okay, and then this one I'm going to change to regular 90. And the D that you see trailing off there at the end, that's for degrees. Okay, great. So we've got the object rotated around. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want the S to be flipped on the right side. I don't want the S to be backwards. So we'll grab this and we'll just drop this in, plug this in here as well. Okay. That is pretty gosh darn close. I like the way this looks. Okay, so then I'm going to drag and select all of these models that I have here. I'm going to right click, and you can just hit join, or you can hit Command or Control J to join. So that creates, this makes it into one solid model. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to export this out as a wavefront.obj. And I go to my desktop, and then I've got a $sign coin here. I'm going to just rename it. This is an old one that I made as an example, so I'll do the same thing as that there. So we've got the $sign coin right here. Okay, and now we can go into, let's go into Buildbox now, and let's open up a new template here. Let's go back. Let's go to 3D game. Okay, perfect. And now what we can do is we can drop the $sign obj into our game. Perfect. I'll make it a little bit bigger. I'll do medium size. Perfect. Okay, get rid of this cube for right now. Okay, and you can see that we've got this really cool coin here. And that is it. And you can add your own texture to it and something like that. So let's see here. If I wanted to add a little texture, let me grab a yellow texture here. Okay, perfect. This looks pretty good. So I'll go ahead and grab this. Just throw it in as the texture. You can see now that we've got this $sign coin, and you can also change the color of the $sign to green or whatever you want. You can do that mapping in Blender as well. And yeah, I think it actually comes out looking pretty nice, and you can totally use this for your game. So I hope that you thought this technique is useful and that you end up using it for your games as well. And please do this constructively where you're making your own assets. You feel free to copy and use any of the assets that you find for free in any of the templates that Buildbox gives you. But please, I'm going to say this once again, please do not steal from other developers. Don't go finding a BBDoc on the forum or the Discord and then just change it to a zip file and then rip somebody off. If you are going to do that, make sure you get the developer's permission first. Make sure you talk to them and communicate what type of changes that you're going to make, or if you're going to use it exactly, make sure you get their permission first. So please do not steal from other developers. But I hope you thought this video was useful. Keep an eye out for more videos, and I will see you next time.